Hello everyone, my name is Devin Krause, and for the past 4 years I've been trying to become an animator. If you're watching this video expecting a tutorial, then you're in the wrong place. But that doesn't mean you won't find something you might be looking for. This isn't a how-to series or just a bunch of random tutorials, although I might do some tutorials in a few weeks once I've had a little bit of practice. No, this is more of a documentation of my journey to becoming an animator. I will, however, be linking any and all books, online courses, tutorials, animations, animators, and anything else that I use in these videos. So with that said, welcome to An Animator in the Making. So this week, I planned on using what I had learned in gesture drawing to see if I could animate a simple walk cycle in frame by frame. Then I realized I had a lot to learn. So I went back to Richard Williams' The Animator Survival Kit, and Toniko Pantoja, In-Betweening and Timing Charts demo, which is about 44 minutes long if you want to go watch that, and Nika CH tutorial on animation process in one cut. So after reading and watching for a bit, I animated a ball. I know, this seems like a step backwards. But since I've been animating in Moho, which is a vector-based program, and it's been a while since I last touched a basic frame-by-frame animation program, I went back to the basics so I could relearn timing and spacing between my drawings. From what I can tell after animating the ball and walk cycle, I need to improve on my freehand drawing from frame to frame. The main thing I'm going to practice this week is drawing basic shapes frame to frame, and try and learn how to keep the proportions consistent. I'm also going to read up and practice timing and spacing between each frame. In my normal speed animations that I put after each time-lapse, you'll probably notice it looks a little choppy. My goal for this month is to do these exact same exercises weekly and hopefully be able to make the movement look fluid. And don't worry, I'm not going to post the same time-lapse every week. I'll try and have something different for next week. It might be on the same theme of timing and spacing, but I'll change the character to an animal or something so you don't have to watch me do the same thing week after week. Another thing I need to improve is my gesture drawing. This will probably be the most important since it teaches how to draw a figure in any pose. I plan on drawing 2 to 3 gesture drawings a day next week to try to improve at it. One thing I'm going to get into the habit of doing is to start carrying a sketchbook everywhere I go. This way I can practice drawing anywhere I go and it eliminates the excuse of, well, I don't have my computer or graphics tablet, so I can't draw. I often find myself using this excuse, and it's one of the biggest wastes of potential practice time that I have. Oh boy. So this week's footage was kind of last minute. I tried to fix my graphics tablet so the pen pressure would work with Krita. In a nutshell, I contacted Krita's customer service and they made some recommendations to try and make it work, but somehow I broke my tablet's pen pressure sensitivity in all my programs. And it took a couple of hours to fix it on Wednesday. Through my research and help from the Krita customer service team, I learned that it's most likely my laptop.
Don't worry!
But if anyone has a solution that could fix this so I could use it in Krita again, that would be awesome. Today's video drawing time-lapse footage was made in Blender using its grease pen. So yeah, a few minor inconveniences this week. But I'd say the biggest thing that hurt me content-wise wasn't the fact that I was without a tablet for about 5 days, but that I used that as an excuse to slack off. Nothing was stopping me from opening Moho or Blender and making something. Heck, I made the animated intro without the tablet, and if my computer was the issue, I could have picked up a sketchbook and at the very least done some life drawing. I probably wouldn't have had time-lapse footage, but I would have gotten some practice, and I would have had artwork to show for it. So the lesson I realized while writing this episode is I need to be wiser with my time. Otherwise the days get away from me, and I'll probably find myself in the same situation every week. For some reason or another, I won't be able to finish it. So since I only had 24 to 36 hours to put a video together, you can see the quality of it is not that great. This doesn't give me an excuse to be lazy or gain sympathy from you. By all means, ridicule me and my tech skills down in the comments or over on Reddit. This is, however, a good example of how hard it is, especially for non-professionals, to make an animation all by themselves. So since my tablet was broken until Wednesday, I watched Pixar's free Khan Academy course called Pixar in a Box. As of this recording, I've watched The Art of Storytelling, but I have watched the whole series before when it originally came out. I think it came out 5 or 6 years ago. If you're thinking about becoming an animator, I would highly recommend taking this free online class. It comes with exercises, simulations, videos, and other useful tools to see if animation is something you want to pursue as a career. Just know that this is just the gateway into the world of animation. If you want to see just how painfully slow the animation process can be, I'd recommend watching some of Nika CH's channel, where he does animation in one cut, or Kaneko Pantoja walkthrough tutorial on storyboarding. Do note that he does time-lapse a large portion of those videos to keep them under an hour long. Or if you missed last week's video, check out McCoy Buck's 2-hour in-depth look into a 30-second animation he made called Cat in Space, where he says it took him a month or so to make. Now to be fair to him, he did say he worked on it passively after he got off work, but I'd still recommend watching it if you're not sure if you want to become an animator or not. If you're interested, the link will be down in the description. This week I made a few walk cycles to practice making frame-by-frame animation. The first one I made was animated on 2s, and it looked atrocious. My drawings were inconsistent in form and lines. So I redid it 2 more times and wound up animating it on 3s, which didn't look fluid, but it did look better than my first attempt. But it looked very stiff and mechanical. One thing I'm going to try for future attempts is having a walk cycle reference video and breaking it down to its core frames before I start drawing. This way I can see what frames to start with and hopefully get a look that feels more alive. Some advice I heard from a few professionals was to start animating on 3s, so I'm going to try and do that for my animations next week. I also need to work on my drawing speed, but I'm going to focus on that once I can draw consistently good-looking characters. Normally I'd make a walk cycle in Moho 13.5, but it a lot of times looks mechanical, so I'm trying to sharpen my skills so I can improve my motion drawing. I skimmed through the beginning of An Animator survival kit, which covers a lot about life drawing and a little bit of animation, particularly on the walk cycle. There's even a helpful chart that breaks down the whole process frame by frame, so that's super helpful. Normally I'd make it in Moho 13.5 because I like working with vector-based programs when animating walk cycles, but it a lot of times comes out looking mechanical, so I'm trying to sharpen my skills so I can improve my motion drawing. I skimmed through the beginning of Richard Williams' An Animator survival kit again, which covers a lot about life drawing and a little bit of animation, particularly on the walk cycle. So hopefully in a few weeks, I'll be able to master this, or at least get it down to where it looks more believable. If you have any resources you'd like to share, or suggestions for my videos, let me know down in the comments, or over on our Reddit page at An Animator in the Making. Next week, I'm going to continue practicing this, since I barely did anything this week, but I'm going to try to do a few detailed life drawings for next week as well. See you next week, and until then, good luck on your journey to becoming an animator.
Destruction!
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. If you want to know when I upload my next video, then don't forget to turn on notifications. And if you know someone who you think would enjoy this video, then please share it with them. Also, we have a Reddit page now, so please come ruin it with us.